when a star's gonna climb. Watch it try for the prize. We're already on the rise. Whoa, this is only the beginning. Only the beginning. Only the beginning. Only the beginning. Only the beginning.
Jem here, and we're about to start the truly outrageous Top 30 Gem Songs Countdown here on Showtime Synergy from the Geekcast Radio Network.
Here, and you are listening to Showtime Synergy with Mike, Amy, and Nicole.
Hello, and welcome to Showtime Synergy, the Gem Review podcast here on the Geekcast Radio Network. I am M. Joining me are my Misfit girls, Amy, aka Lady Rec. Hello.
Hi.
What the hell is that?
That was my smoke-induced hi.
Oh, no, Lord.
A little bit.
And Nicole
I'm a little
Beatles
bit on the... Sorry.
High side today. Oh,
yes,
damn, Nicole gave you drugs. That's not good.
Hey, we need drugs sometimes to finish the show.
No, we really don't.
Maybe you don't.
Oh, boy. 2 years. 2 blessed years. Also joining us is Nicole. Hello.
Aloha. We're misfits in Hawaii. Woo!
In this episode, we will be counting.
Yetis.
No Yetis.
Okay, we got our 2 references in. Yay!
In this episode, we will be counting down the top 30 truly outrageous gem songs from Gem and the Holograms, 1985. Let's see. Normally, how I do countdowns of any kind is everybody makes up their own list and we just go, okay, what's your number 5? What's your number 5? What's your number 5? And we all go around and talk about it. Well, this one, I kind of wanted it to be more like the funny girl. More like the American Top 40, more like a Casey Kasem kind of thing. So we're going to talk about how we made our lists, and then we'll take a break and hear, I don't know, something, and then we'll actually go and count down 30 to 1 where each of our songs fell amongst the countdown. So, Nicole, how did you go about making your list? Because you've been working on this for, it seems like, 3 months now.
Yeah, I've been listening to this for a long time because as soon as you said that, I'm like, I'm downloading these, I'm getting them in my iPod, and I'm going to start because I studied music when I was in college, so I like to put on the headphones and listen to everything about the song. The background music, the background lyrics, the harmonies. I like to indulge myself in music when I listen to it. So what I did, because I have my iPod, I'm like, okay, so basically I figured out my list by which songs I fast forward through most and which ones I listen to the most. So that was kind of an easy thing for me to do. I mean, but once I had to actually make my list, I noticed that I listened to a lot of the same songs the same amount of time. I'm like, great, now I gotta choose. So yeah, it took me a few months, but there's a lot of creativity behind all of these songs, and I've come to realize listening to all of them, it's just like I wish they were longer. I know they had to be short songs for the show, but I'm just like, most of these songs, like, oh, I wish they were standard, like 3-minute piece, you know?
Yep.
But even for what they used, I mean, you look at how for, they're at 1 minute and 15 seconds or 1 minute and 25 seconds. It's like, wow, for that even short amount of time, they've got some that are really great jingles, They've got some that are like they go through a beginning, a middle, and end. They have a bridge. They do a key change. It's like, wow, they put a lot into each one of these. I was very amazed even listening to them, how varied they were, even in the amount of time that they had.
Oh, I know. I mean, kudos to the people who wrote these. It's amazing. So.
Yeah. So what we're going to do, folks, we're going to each go through our lists and tell you what songs made our lists. Because, and that's not really going to be telling because I went and did this random number thing. And then the actual countdown, what's going to be a surprise to everyone, except for me because I'm the only one that knows where all of them fell. What's going to be a surprise for Amy and Nicole and for you, the listeners, is where all of the songs fell. And the reason why it's the top 30 Truly Outrageous Countdown is because we each have, there's 3 people, we each have 10 songs. We broke them down into our bottom 5 and top 5, our least favorite, most favorite, our worst or best, whatever you want to call it.
So it's not really a top 30. It's 30 songs that either we loved or made us want to cringe. You know,
made us want to, dig our eardrums out or something.
Yeah.
Too bad Rio didn't sing any of the songs.
The one episode of the entire podcast that Nicole cannot have any Rio hate in is this episode because he was not a singer.
Can you believe it? I can't believe it.
He was in the movie.
Oh, we'll talk about that next episode.
I know.
Let's talk about that in episode 24. All right. Nicole's bottom 5 are Jazz Has, You May Be a Star, Star Spangled Fantasy, Dear Diary, and I'm Taking a Train.
Yeah, that's my worst.
I'm taking a train.
Her top 5 are Mind Games, Taking It All, Let the Music Play, It Takes a Lot to Survive, and Rockin' Down Through Time.
That should be no surprise to anyone if you've heard the song.
Maybe Beatles related, right?
It is.
Yeah.
I still okay. When I was going through the songs, like it was like the first time, because I couldn't remember where most of these songs were coming from, and like most of the shows, I'm like I could kind of get a visual where they're at, and I'm like, okay, this is definitely gonna be my number 1. And right now, this is my number 1 song played on my iPod.
Oh my God.
150 times.
Wow.
That's all?
Remember, my iPod died twice.
Oh, yeah, that's true. All right. Amy's lists include for bottom 5, Click Clash, Twilight in Paris, Gimme a Gimmick, It Could Be You, and Abracadabra. Her top 5 include Music is Magic, It All Depends on the Mood I'm In. You know, if we were doing this like a year ago, that would really be speaking to you, Amy.
Yeah, I know.
Under My Spell, Universal Appeal, and Gimme, Gimme, Gimme. Anything you want to say at all?
I with my top 5, I went toward. I wanted to get the Gem and the Holograms. I wanted to have them at least 2 songs. I wanted to have the Stingers, even though they were only there for a short time. And then I wanted to have 2 for the Misfits as well. So I kind of wanted to have a broad spectrum between all of them. And then I also tried to pick songs that had a lot of variation in the song, but also kind of represented like the band that they were trying to like, you know, I thought it was a good representation of the band, like the flavor of who they are and how they kind of present themselves in the show, and just really good, just the vibe that I would say represents them as individuals or as a band. So that's why I was like, okay, yeah, this kind of works for me. And then, I mean, because I was really, really torn between, well, it was easy for the Stingers because there were so few. The Misfits, I had 3 top ones that I had a really hard time picking between, and then I said, screw it, I'm just going to go with these ones. And then Gem and the Holograms, it was like I had 10 top songs. So I was like, this is so hard.
I know, it's hard, isn't it? It's very difficult.
Well, let me say, we went from 158 songs. I cut that down to 60. Then I took a break. for like a day. And then I came back and cut it down to 30. Then I took another break and took it down to 15. And then the rest I've been working on all afternoon. So I kind of went up right up to the line. 10 minutes before we did the show, I actually finally said, okay, here's my top ones. And then the bottom 5, my methodology was pretty much, if I listened to it and I could not stand it within, it's a minute and 30 seconds, right? If I could not stand it for the 10 seconds, that's it. So I only had, that was the easiest, and I only went through, out of 158, there were only 6 that made that list. So
so you had one extra that made your bottom list, huh?
Yes.
What was your 6th then?
The 6th one was Aztec Enchantment.
Oh god, yeah.
And I kept it didn't make the list because, to be honest, the melody was really cute and I liked the melody. It was just all the words and I was like, this is so annoying. I want to go click and go right past it. So I kept it because I liked the melody. It had it was catchy. That was the only that was the only saving grace of that one. But I was really amazed. After 158 songs, there were only 6 at just one random going through for 2 hours. That there were only 6 that I could not stand. Mm-hmm. That's actually really good. I mean, out of all of the 158, I found something that I liked about every single one of them. So, I mean, that says a lot to me, that the quality of the music in this show is really good.
I will say there's my bottom one that I had. It's the only unforgivable song. It's the only one I will not forgive.
What?
That's my least favorite. It's just like
I'm taking a train.
It is not forgivable. We'll talk about it later.
Darn, because I was just going to say I actually kind of liked that one. It did not make my bottom, so it wasn't my top 60. I think it didn't make to the top 30, but it wasn't my top 60 songs. So I was like, they like this. Sorry, I'm a train nut. But
I like train.
Amazingly enough, we've been bashing a certain song like for the whole season, or for all the podcasts that we've been listening to and have been recording, Misfits in Hawaii, and I noticed that none of us put it in our bottom.
Well, Mike hasn't.
Oh, you never know. I haven't talked about mine yet.
True. Yeah. Okay.
How
about you?
All right.
How about you?
So my list. I should have said this at the beginning of the podcast. It's obvious we did not include either one of the theme songs because they're the opening theme songs of the show. There's no reason why they should have been included on the lists.
Oh,
other thing,
I had it in my honorable mentions, and I thought I have too many honorable mentions.
No, but I'm saying that. No, I know, but I'm saying like when I originally sent you guys how I wanted to do this and whatever else, I said something to the effect of, we're not including the theme songs, right? Because I love both the theme songs, and it would just essentially be 2 slots in the top that you couldn't put any other song. So that's why, for me personally, I didn't include the overall theme songs in either list because
Mike's a gem girl.
Shut up. All right, so
he's the only dude on the podcast, so.
Yeah, I know, right?
I have to say I would like one over the other.
Yeah,
I do too.
I also did not include any of the kid songs or any of the individual artists like the Roxy song or the Kimber and Stormers. I did not include any of that either.
Oh, why?
I just didn't.
See, the thing is,
a lot of those actually made my top 30.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I was going through my list, and I honestly like the Roxy song, but I did not remember that was the Roxy song because it is I just lost her name. Ellen singing.
Yeah.
Ellen sings pizzazz, so it sounded like pizzazz to me, and it's just like and then I was going through my list, I'm like, which one's the Roxy song, And I'm like, I like this song. I really do.
Yeah, I didn't, because I mean, yes, those songs, some of those songs are really good, but they're not top 30 material, and I wanted to focus on the 3 main bands that are in the whole series, so that's the reason why. Yeah. I listened to the songs, but I still didn't include them in mine. So my bottom 5, I actually had to change one of mine because of Amy.
Sorry.
It's always Amy's fault. I also had Click Clash in my bottom 5, but I took it out and I
so annoying. I'm glad I'm not the
You
only one
wanna
that didn't like that.
we'll talk about it when we get to that one because
yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go with
we
your
get
list,
to that.
Mike.
My bottom 5 are Jealousy, Welcome to the Jungle, People Who Care, Perfect Match, and the number 1 worst song of the entire series for me, Misfits in Hawaii.
Oh, y'all. How dare you, sir? How dare
You
you?
know what? I might actually have an explanation for that song that might give it a little bit of meaning and might take it off your bottom 5. Do you want me to tell you?
No.
I think he just wanted
Bummer.
to play it on the show. That's why you put it in there.
No, not really.
No, seriously. Some people go to Hawaii and have fun, okay?
Uh-huh.
Some people go to Hawaii and it's like their dream vacation. The Misfits went to Hawaii and they had the worst time of their lives. So they made this song to mock everything about going to Hawaii, okay? And when I listened to it, when I was listening to this, I was like, oh my gosh, it could like hit me in the forehead, just like boom, and I went, oh my gosh, it's like it's a song basically about sarcasm, about how crappy their time was at Hawaii, and I instantly said, you know what, I like this song now.
Hey, I went to Hawaii and I about died and I got mask squeeze. I still had a great time. I love Hawaii.
Well, apparently they did not. I went to Hawaii and I had the best time ever, so that's why it took me a little while to finally realize what it was that they're trying to say is that it sucks here. We hated it. We're never going back.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, well, I can't agree, but I can respect that.
All right, my top 5 are, let's see here, my top 5. Let Me Take You to the Mardi Gras. I don't know, I just love that song. Like a Dream, K-Jim, Making Mischief, and All's Right with the World is my number 1.
Nice.
All right.
That's your top one? I didn't pick a top one. I just said these are my top 5. They're all at the same level.
Oh, really? Oh.
Well, I numbered them 5
no
to
in
1.
particular order. They're all of mine are no in particular order.
Yeah.
Mine are.
Yeah. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with the countdown after this.
Well, look who's here. Little Miss Pink Hair and the Sing-Alongs.
This is number 30. Okay, so, oh boy, number 30 is one of my bottom songs, The Stingers' Perfect Match. This song is just so annoying.
In what way?
It just, the melody of it, the vocal, and because it was at a point in the show when the Stingers first came on the scene and Riot was being all creepy stalker over Jem, the song just rubbed me the wrong way, and it still does. Even listening to it without watching it within the show, just listening to, oh my god.
It wasn't a perfect match, obviously.
No. Any thoughts on Perfect Match, ladies?
It didn't even. I didn't even listen to it. It didn't hit my bottom, but like hit my bottom. Oh wow, that sounded so bad.
It did perfect match. Didn't hit Amy's bottom. So if you want to be Amy's perfect match, you have to paddle her bottom. Basically.
Sorry. Oh gosh. Wow.
It's a
Okay.
good thing Beck doesn't listen to podcasts.
Yes. I listened to it. I can't remember, but it wasn't completely offensive to me, so it didn't hit into my bottom 5.
It's all right.
That's all I have to say.
I kind of like where you could actually hear Rapture and Meeks' voice because they have a really good tone. But to come to find out, it's the same singer for both Rapture and Meeks.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I'm just like, now that's talent because you could actually tell a difference in their voices. One's an alto and one's more of a soprano. And so kudos to Vicky Sue Robinson's the one who did those voices.
Mhm.
I do like that part, but it is kind of a creepy song
Mm.
because Riot just talks about how wonderful he is in the song.
And see, I was all right with that just because it's like, well, that's true to form.
That's
That is
true.
Riot.
Yeah,
he
that's
is totally that guy, even if it's creepy, whatever. This is number 29.
So coming up next here on the countdown, we have one of Nicole's bottom 5, Star Spangled Fantasy. Why did this irk you so much?
Okay, this was one of those songs. I'm just like, I love the vocals and I love the music, but when you layer them together, it doesn't match, and it kind of like had like a mind twist on me. I'm trying not to cuss. Sorry. And for some reason, the two layers just did not go well together. It set me off. You know, and like
You
I said,
had rage.
yeah, yeah. It was just like I love I love the music, and I love the vocals. Yeah, it kind of cringed me out. I'm like, okay, fast forward, you know. And I did listen to it several times just to make sure if it was me. It probably is just me, but it's one of those cringeworthy moments. Like, no. So,
I wonder what would have happened if Jim had sung this song instead of the Misfits.
I don't think it would be any better to tell you the truth, because it definitely has that electronic Misfits sound to it. But for some reason, there's way too many clashes, way too many accidentals, music terms. Most of the time I don't mind like minor chords and accidentals, but there was way too many of them that was just like, no.
Any thoughts on Star Spangled Fantasy, Amy?
No. Like I said, my requirements for getting in the bottom 5 were pretty minimal. I had to listen to it and find it annoying. So I guess I didn't find it annoying enough.
Yeah.
or the fact that these other ones, I was like, it's kind of a mediocre song to me. I mean, not that I want to like downgrade anything because of all the hard work that went into all the songs, but it didn't make my top 60. It was just one of the songs that were just like there. So
And for me, I don't know. I kind of dug this one when I saw it in the context of the show. Listening to it on its own, I can pretty much agree with what
Yeah,
Nicole
yeah,
said.
because I don't remember it being that grating to me when I saw it on the show. But when
I
I
think on the show it just doesn't make sense because it's so not a Misfits song. They're not talking about themselves the whole time.
and it's just but you a lot of talk. I mean, like a lot of these, there's one in my top 5. I could not stand an episode, but I like the music. So, but we'll get to that. But yeah, what about you, Mike? You said you actually
You
liked
know,
it.
yeah. I mean, I liked part of it. I think I like the lyrics more than the
Yeah,
actual
the lyrics are great.
more than the actual tune that's behind them.
This is number 28.
And it comes in focus, click, and the world takes notice, click, and in a flash, you're the latest fashion, an overnight smash. That's what we're gonna do if you don't step aside. Look out, we're coming through. Better run somewhere and hide. You better hide. Click, and it's all so thrilling. Click, and you got top billing. Click, and there you are. You're the new sensation, a media star. We're gonna kick the fight, gonna kick us up a bus. Yes, you'll regret the day that you got in our way. Baby, you don't wanna clash with us. Click, it can happen just that quick. We're heading on our way now. Click, any moment we will click. It's a company day now. Click, click, it can happen just that quick. We're heading on our way now. Click, any moment we will click. It's a company day now. Click,
Coming in next is a song we all hate, but it's on Amy's list as a bottom 5. Coming in at number 28, we have Click Clash
Oh, geez. Yeah, that one was pretty bad.
song.
When you talk
Take
about
it away, Amy.
those incidentals that you're talking about, is that like
Yeah.
when things are like sharp or really off?
Yeah, so basically like an
Yeah.
accidental. Man, I know what I want to say, but it's not going to come out right. So I apologize if people yell. It's kind of like when two notes are like right by each other, like an A and a B. So you hear the B, it's more like,
Yeah.
and it's not like the chord, the major. It's more of a minor tone. Yeah. hmm
That's this was my biggest offensive song that I heard. I was like, ooh. I mean, I had it on for like maybe 2 seconds and I was like, oh, shivers going down my spine going, yikes, this is not good. Turn that off right now. Yeah. It was I did listen to the whole thing just to make sure, but I was like, yes, this one absolutely is worthy of being in the bottom 5 because of that.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. As soon as I hear, even watching it in the context of the show, as soon as I heard the symbol, I wanted to I just wanted to fast forward the show.
I mean, I know it makes sense because the song is Click Clash. They're supposed to clash, but I'm like, look, just because you're supposed to clash doesn't mean you want to really clash in the music, okay?
Yeah, the symbols in this are just awful.
No,
See,
it's just like it's the how the notes were like right, like click
right.
da da da,
Yeah.
And then
and then
you go,
clash. You're like, ooh.
and then you get that minor chord right in the middle.
Yeah, it just
You know what? And I
didn't
remember
work.
watching this, and I was thinking, oh, this is kind of interesting. This is kind of fun. But when it's in your headphones, you're like, oh, okay.
We were distracted by the pretty pictures.
Probably, probably.
And number 27 is
every place you go, everywhere you turn, someone else is moving in and they're making time, and it's getting underneath your skin. Whoa, whoa, doesn't it hurt? Jealousy, baby,
It's time for the Green-Eyed Monster, people. That's right. Jealousy is in at number 27. This was one of my bottom 5 songs. The whole scene, I think this was an episode where either Jericho was jealous of Rio or he was jealous of her. It was one of the Rio Jericho Gem love triangle songs, and even listening to it outside of the show, it's just not. The notes in it, the lyrics in it, it's got a nice hook to it. It's got a nice chorus, but other than that, the rest of it is just, oh god. So that's 27. No thoughts, ladies?
I actually don't
Nah,
like
that's
this
fine.
song.
Yeah. It was one of those, like, just the fact that it's talking about the jealousy between them. I was like, you know what? It was. It didn't make my bottom because it wasn't completely annoying. It worked for what was going on in the show, for what they were talking about and stuff like that. But yeah, it wasn't one of my, like, oh, this is like a really good song. After listening to it once, I was like, no, it wasn't my top 60.
I love the beginning of the song though. I like
It's deceiving.
I love the heavy bass of it. The bass
Yeah.
is really awesome. I love it.
This is your number 26 top pick.
It takes a lot to survive in this world. It takes a lot to survive in this world. It's a jungle out there, so you had better beware. It takes a lot to survive in this world. It takes a lot to survive through the night. It takes a lot to survive through the night. It takes a lot to survive through the night. Don't go turning your back, no telling what may attack. It takes a lot to survive through the night. Life can be so hard, girl. You better be on your guard. It takes a lot to survive in this world. It takes a lot to survive through the night. It takes a lot to survive in this life. We will survive.
Then I say it is survival of the fittest. Coming in at number 26 is Nicole's number 2 favorite song, It Takes a Lot to Survive.
I love this song. This is like my theme song if I had something. When I was listening to this song, I've been having like a couple bad years, if you guys didn't know. And for some reason, this song just spoke to me. And I enjoy the melody. I enjoy like its tone, and I enjoy the lyrics. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it really spoke to me. This one.
After hearing so many Misfit songs, and I don't know, this one just, it didn't really hit me either way. Like I said, most of the songs I enjoy them in the context of the show. Most of them, there are some that just grate on my nerves in the context of the show. But outside the show, there are just some that I'm just indifferent to, and this is one of them.
You're wrong, but
I
that's
really
okay.
like.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I said I'm indifferent to it.
I'm just giving you a hard.
Jeez.
Just giving you a hard time because I can.
This one, it was hard for me to pick because the two that I have in my top 5 and this one were my top 3. And then I saw, oh, Nicole's got it in her top 5. So I thought, debate. What should I do? And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put it in my honorable mentions. So yeah, I really like this song too. It's probably one of my, I like it because of, you know, it takes a lot to survive in the world sometimes, and who would know about that better than the Misfits? So,
Yeah.
you know, they've done their the School of Hard Knocks, and they continue to do their School of Hard Knocks. So they would know that.
And I also think this is one of Ellen's, her vocals in this is so, I don't know, it sounds so good, Ellen's voice. as
Yeah.
pizzazz. It's so clear, and it's almost like a humbling for pizzazz. It's like a humble
Yeah.
song for her. And I think that's why it's just like, well, geez, if she's having a bad day, everyone's gonna have a bad day. But like I said, when I listened to this song, I didn't think it would hit me as much as it did, and I kept on listening to it over and over and over. I'm like, oh my gosh, this song's like speaking to me. I know that sounds really weird coming from a cartoon show song, but it really did. And it's just like, wow. This is the one song I really wish was a 3-minute song. Out of all the
Yeah.
songs, this is the one I wish was a 3-minute song instead of, I think it's like a minute 15 or something like that.
I'd be completely agreeable to that. Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Because I mean, just to think about like what else could they put into it, I don't know. It's just like I said, it really spoke to me. I was having a bad day, I don't know, but it still does. It's still up there. I love it.
But that's also thing is like I like songs that have a message to it, and that this does have a message to it, and that's inspirational. And as much as the Misfits are into getting trouble and getting their way, this is a good message for them.
Mm-hmm. Now they just need to listen to the
Or
message
from
and
them.
stop sabotaging.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Now they just need to listen to the message and stop sabotaging themselves every single time.
Number 25.
All right, this is the next in the countdown, number 25, and it's another one of Nicole's going down, one of her top 5.
Again?
Yep. Mind Games.
Okay, I will admit, this is the one song I hated this episode. I hated it so bad. It's one of those ones we talked about, like, ugh.
But this is in your top 5.
No,
This isn't in your bottom
I'm
5.
talking about the episode.
Oh,
When I've listened to it, I'm like, I love this beat. I love the craziness of it, and oh my gosh, I could see why the women love Riot, because his voice in this does something to me that will not be said. Okay. I don't know. I just love the upbeatness.
You were having uncomfortable feelings, right?
Yes! I'm just like, I should not be feeling this way about Riot. Okay. But I really do. I love the tone of it. I love the upbeatness of it. It's a good workout song. I love it. Again, and I didn't think I would like this song. I really didn't, because I did not care for this episode. It was the magic episode with them.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's right.
so I was just like, what? Because I actually had to look it up. I'm like, where is this from? I can't remember. I'm like, it's from that episode? Oh. So, yeah, I love Riot's voice in it.
I don't know. It took me a while to come around to the Stinger sound. It really did. And this just wasn't one of them for me, I guess.
Oh, I just love the upbeatness of it.
And other things.
I'm not kidding. I don't know what it is about his voice in the song, but I was just like, this guy's got a really good voice.
Number 24. next is for number 24 is one of my bottom 5 people who care.
Man, I'm getting slighted here.
Trust me, it'll be all right.
Okay.
People who care.
Oh my god.
I liked this one. I can't believe you didn't like it. It made my top 15.
I've heard this song so many times inside and outside of the show because they reused it like 4 different times, I think.
True, they did
throughout the series, and every time it's like the first time in the episode it first premiered in, it was like I think it was the World Hunger Shindig is when it first premiered.
Yeah.
I think that I think that's what it was. But anyway, when it first premiered, I was like, okay, it's a cool song. It's not my favorite, but as they kept playing it and playing it and playing it, and then when I went and it's
like
not
a
even
beyond
that it's
cheese, like cheesy.
It's Kanye cheesy is what it is.
Oh no! You take that back, sir. Nothing is
Nope.
that bad, unless it's his wife.
Oh boy. Yeah. So that's number 24.
How
Let's
is
see
that not
what's...
your bottom if you're talking about Conway cheesy? Kanye. Oh my gosh.
Kanye, not Conway. Leave Conway out of this.
Conway Twitty, I apologize.
All right,
I'm sorry to put you in the same category as Kanye. Please forgive me.
Let's get to the next one.
Number 23.
All right, so Amy feels that she has been slighted, but number 23 is Abracadabra.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Abracadabra. There's just something off about this song. It was just like, isn't this the one where she was like all dressed up as like whatever strange
Deanie?
This also comes from the one that I talked about, Mind Games.
The magic episode, yeah.
The second
okay, yeah.
episode, the second one.
It was weird, and I thought, it had this really, it just was not one of the best representations of their voices, and so I said, I mean, Give Me a Gimmick is my other one. It kind of had the same feel to it, so
it's kind of whiny. I apologize.
Yeah.
This is actually from the episode that we enjoyed, the frickin' frack episode.
Oh.
And so,
frickin'.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, I understand. It kind of is whiny. I can understand where you're getting from.
Yeah, I didn't care for it. And I heard it, and I went, wow, this song is really not trying to wow me, is it? I just put it in my bottom 5. I was like,
there's only one Abracadabra song that's actually good in the entire world.
What Queen?
I was going to say Steve Miller Band, but okay.
there you go.
Ooh, 22.
I'm taking a train and I'm coming to see you. Taking a train and I'm traveling far. Taking a train, whatever the distance may be. It's not too much for me. I'm taking a train, taking a train, taking a train. Taking a train, taking a train, taking a train. I'm taking
no, look out. It's Astro Train, because number 22 is Nicole's least favorite of all. I'm taking a train.
Aww.
No, there's okay. This song is a minute 10 long. 26 frickin' times do they say, "I'm taking a train. I'm taking a train. I'm like,
I'm taking
you're-
a train.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just like, there is no meat to the lyrics. There's like
Yeah.
3
It's
other
very
lines,
repetitive.
and that is it. And I'm just like, people complain about Adele's song "Hello" right now because it's on repeat so much. Well, this song does it all in a minute 10 seconds. Okay, and I'm just like, oh, shut up. I like the train is speeding up. Please derail this song because
Well, they couldn't do the whole airplane thing because that's already been taken by somebody else. So, you know, hey, they had to do the train.
oh, it was just yeah. It's so annoying to me. There's no substance to this song.
Taking a train was Jem, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, imagine this. If Britta as Jem was singing Leaving on a Jet Plane.
Now that would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. This had nothing. Yeah. There's no forgiveness in this song.
I like it.
26 times. 26. I'm just in the corner 26 times.
Did you actually count?
Yeah, I count.
Wow.
Because I was just like, I'm going to listen to this song again. As much as it annoys me. And see how many times they say this. And I'm like, 1, 2, 3. But I mean,
Oh
it's
my God.
literally 4/5 of the song.
Wow.
Oh.
Snore. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is number 21. All right, number 21. We're almost to the top 20 here in the top 30
Yay,
countdown.
all mine are already taken.
No, not all of them.
I tell you, I am the redheaded stepchild of this group.
Okay, so number 21 is actually one of Amy's favorites, Under My Spell by the Stingers.
I liked this one because it pretty much, like I said, in my top 5, I tried to pick songs that I thought really kind of, that the flavor of the band was kind of represented really well. And you know what? Riot is in love with himself. He's already under his own spell. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know what it is. Like, I think it would almost have been better, and I know they would have probably had to have paid him double, but I really think it would have been better if Townsend was not only the vocal voice of Riot, but actually the singing voice of Riot as well. At least for this song, because I don't know, I don't know.
Maybe he doesn't like to sing, or maybe he does. I don't know. That's one thing I don't know about Townsend. I wish I could hey, Townsend, I have you on auto call. Hey, you like to
Get
sing?
him on right now. Get him on right now.
No.
He would totally be up for it, I'm sure. But
yeah. All right.
No, I really did like this song as well because it does, like Amy said, it gives that tone of the Stingers, and I can't.
He even says his name in it.
I know.
Says his name in this song.
Oh, he's
Your heart'll go riot.
Uh-huh. Well, he also puts his name in the Stingers theme, of course.
Yeah.
But, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I can't complain about it.
Number 20.
Who do I turn to when I'm feeling sad? Whether I'm happy, angry, or sad, it's you, dear diary. It's true, dear diary. It's you, dear diary. You set me free. I write down my feelings one by one. 'Cause writing down my feelings sets me free. It's just between you and me. Personal secrets, dear diary. When can I share them? Dear diary. Ongoing problems, dear diary. When do I have them? With you, dear diary. It's true, dear diary. With you, dear diary. You set me free. Just you and me. Just you and me. Dear diary.
We've hit the top 20, and number 20 would be one of Nicole's least favorites, Dear Diary.
Don't gag me. Okay, if you did not know that she was writing this stuff down in a diary, you'd think she would need a therapist. Really. Take out the words "Dear Diary." Kimber needs help because this song is about Kimber. And you're just like, she's mental. She is completely insane, and it's just too sugary sweet that her diary's like her best friend, and I'm just like, ugh. No.
You said it exactly how I would have done it when I was listening to the song. It's too sugary sweet. I just browsed right past it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't offensive, but it didn't hurt my ears. But I was like, too sugary sweet. We're moving on.
It's not my thing.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it speaks to some people. I mean, but no.
It's just, oh, yeah. And having a whole episode of the show based around the Misfits stealing her diary, just, oh, God.
I kind of liked it because the Misfits are jerks like that, and I love it.
Well,
Isn't the other song that they sang in that episode called "I Love a Scandal"?
Yep.
yeah, I think so.
That
yeah.
was another one of my top ones that I had a hard time
Scandal.
cutting.
I like that song.
It's in my top 5.
What do I hear? I hear number 19.
I can be whoever I want to, anyone at all. I can strut when I want to strut, or hide behind a parasol. It all depends on the mood I'm wearing. It all depends on the mood I'm in. I can be beautiful or truly outrageous. It all depends on the mood I'm in. Off I go in search of adventure. Anytime I choose, I wear heels if that's how it feels, or else I wear my blue suede shoes. It all depends on the mood I'm wearing. It all depends on the mood I'm in. I can be beautiful or truly outrageous. It all depends on the mood I'm in. It all depends on the mood I'm in.
As I said at the beginning of the podcast, this song would have really, really hit home for Amy about a year ago. Number 19 is It All Depends on the Mood I'm In. This is one of your least favorites, right? Or one of your favorites?
Oh, it's one of my top 5. I
Yeah.
love this
Okay.
one. Yeah.
All depends on the mood I'm in. Woo
Yep.
woo, sexy time.
Oh, you're talking about that. Okay. Well, I was just gonna say, it works for like just anything. Like, it just had a real good punch to it. They talk about you truly outrageous, or gonna twirl her parasol, or whatever. That the song lyrics are just they had such variation to them. I didn't like songs that were going to be repetitive. Those ones I just kind of went into the mediocre pile. But ones that were like every single thing is a little bit different. They talked about a lot of different situations in this one. So I was like, you know what? And it kind of felt like, as a girls band, like they have lots of different moods. It just worked for me. They're I remember they're wearing different like outfits and stuff like that in the video that would and their shoes. I'm like, you know what? This just says Gem and the Holograms to me. So that was the other thing that I thought I liked about it. I was like, you know what? That kind of works for me. So that's why it made it my top 5. Yeah. And you're right. It does all depend on the mood I'm in.
I enjoyed this one too. I really remember the first. I know they had 2 videos of this, but I remember the first one when she's constantly changing outfits and stuff. And I remember this song when I was young, and it came flashing back when we started reviewing it. And so it's one of those ones I enjoy it a lot. I think it's definitely a girly song.
It's also it's upbeat, and that was another thing, is that it's not a ballad. It's an upbeat. And I remember when I was a kid several times, like maybe like humming this song while I was making my bed and stuff like that. So just saying, it's one of those kids. It's one of those songs. So
and I love the background vocals of it too.
Yes.
You know that one. I really like the background. Yeah.
The backup vocals are really awesome.
Yeah, I do.
Very catchy.
I told you me singing. I apologize.
Number 18 on the countdown is... Up next, We All Want to Go to Paris is one of Amy's bottom 5. Twilight in Paris. Why didn't you like this one, Amy?
I hated that episode. I think I hated that episode. I'm like, it just, the more I listened to it, the more annoyed I got with it. So I was like, you know what? I hate this song. It got put there because it's another one of those, like I said, the Aztec and the Aztec Enchantment. It was one of those themed episodes where you're like, and all of the episode came flooding back, and I was like, I don't think I remember if I even liked this episode. I was like, it's a themed thing. And I was like, nah.
You know why I didn't like it? Because she was singing it for Rio.
That's probably it.
No, do not let Nicole's Rio hate rub off on you, Amy.
No, he
rub.
Yeah.
This is one of those songs I have a love-hate relationship with it, because this is when their minor chords do really good. when she goes down from a major octave and she switches to a major, it works out great. But again, it's one of those ones. I am not a cheesy romantic girl, and it's just one of those ones. It's just like, no.
There's too much cheese in it.
Yeah, it really.
And
if you're in love,
it's not creamy cheese, it's stinky cheese.
Yeah, it's if you're in
No
love.
Velveeta.
Yeah, if you're in love, and this would be a great Valentine's Day song. But
please don't do
I
that.
gotta disagree on that.
it's
No.
not for me.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think even Valentine's Day could make this song good.
I don't even think if Cupid shot this song in the ass, it would be any good.
Number 17.
Jazz has the sound of St. Louis blues. Yes, jazz has the rhythm of jazz. Just get you tapping your shoes. That's what jazz has. Jazz has the will of the saxophone. Yes, jazz has Dixie possess. Sounds of the night, funky and light. That's what jazz has. Jazz makes music come alive. That jazz is gonna survive. Jazz has the power to comfort you. Yes, it has all of that jazz. Jazz get you tapping your shoes. That's right, jazz has.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to head on down to New Orleans. Number 17 is one of Nicole's bottom 5. Jazz has. Now, before you say anything about how bad the song is, the only reason why I like this song is because of what Britt is able to do in the very beginning of it.
She does do good scatting.
Oh, God, it's awesome.
No, that's the thing. There's nothing wrong with Britta's voice except for one thing. It's too clean and too soft for jazz. I love jazz. I love jazz music. But her voice still sounds a little too poppy.
Mm-hmm.
But her scats are awesome. It's really great. But it's too clean. You know what I'm saying? I like the deep, gritty jazz. The deep baritones and the alto voices.
Bleeding Gums Murphy.
The thing is, the very beginning of the song is very jazzy, and the very end, the first 3 measures of the song and the last 3 measures of the song has that jazz feel, but it's totally a pop reference through the rest of it, and that's what I don't like about it. I'm like, I want this to be a totally jazz song, but they switched it to pop, and I don't like that. And I really, like I said, Britta's voice is a little too clean. And don't get me wrong, her voice is gorgeous and her scats are awesome, but it's not gritty enough for me.
I was about to go off and say, but it was a good song. I really liked this song. And now that you give me the explanation, now I hear what you're saying, and I'm like, yeah, I guess I could hear that because I'm not classically trained or anything like that. I was like, it sounded jazzy to me. I liked it.
Yeah.
And you're right. Her scats were just like, I love the variation in her, just how her vocals went in this. And it was just, it stood out to me because it's so different from all the other songs. And you're right. It's very clean. So it doesn't get that jazz. Like,
I
it
wanted
doesn't say
that
through the whole thing.
I wanted that gritty jazz on the street feel. Mm-hmm.
For kids though that don't know the difference, they would have been like, "Oh yeah, this is jazz," because they said it was jazz,
Yeah, it's just too poppy. So no, there's nothing wrong with Britta's voice. Besides, like I said,
oh no, she's got a gorgeous voice. And I loved how the fact that here we have a whole, we have nothing mostly but pop songs, but we have a couple of ones in there that try to kind of get a little bit of a jazz kind of melody to it. And I like the fact that she could flip like that. It was like, hey, it's American Idol. They're trying a different thing. It worked for me. It totally worked for me.
Yeah, I would like to. I would like to hear the song with a male voice. It might
Ooh.
change my mind, but it still has that poppy feel. And I'm like, if you're doing a jazz song, keep it jazzy. Get those minor tones. Get the saxophone in there. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jenna would have loved this song, right?
hmm This would have been a perfect song for Jenna. It's your Sweet 16.
Mozart really knows the score. Beethoven has the beat. Oh, Papa Bach made the harpsichord rock, and Peter Tchaikovsky made a move that now they're rocking down through time, rocking down through time. They're still in our hearts, they're still on the charts, rocking down through time. Gershwin was a man of note. Glenn Miller led the band. Lennon stood tall ahead of them all. Elvis deserves a hand. Now they're rocking down through time, rocking down through time. The time has begun, but the music lives on, rocking down through time. Now they're rocking down through time, rocking down through time. They're still in our hearts, they're still on the charts, rocking down through time.
Number 16 is here, and it's the Beatles rocking down through time.
Oh, good. It is sweet after all.
This should be your number one, really. It should be everyone's number one. There, there is not one note, not one little bit of this song that I can't pick apart because it does the one thing I'm a sucker for, and it's putting classical music with rock. I'm a sucker for it. Sucker. Like Trans-Siberian Orchestra and Apocalyptic and Epic, all those bands that do that, I'm a sucker for. You start off with the harpsichord with Mozart, and it's such a Mozart tone, and I love Mozart. And then you get that electrical big bass sound with Beethoven's Fifth. Dun 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 dun. I love it. But of course, they mentioned John Lennon, What's Not to Love, and Elvis, and it's just like it's just a fun song. I absolutely love it. Again, this kind of reminds me of Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire." I wish it was like again one of those longer songs to see what other bands, what other musicians they would have talked about, and it would have been fun for me. So, better not say any bad about it, Mike. Going down.
No, I like the song. It'd have been funny if Rio sang it.
Oh, no.
Then she'd have a reason to hate it. She can't do that.
I can't hate anything that mentions Beatles, though, man. Come on.
Oh,
And it even had the Beatles beat in it. And then they had that Elvis tone to it. And there was just so many things great with this song. I loved it.
Filthy 15 is...
Let me take you to the Mardi Gras. Ba la 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 la. There's romance and adventure there. Music and laughter everywhere. You don't wanna miss the Mardi Gras. Tra la 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 la. It's an endless game of grand charade. Melody makers on parade.
right, it's time to go back to New Orleans again for number 15.
New
It's
Orleans. Now say it right.
shut up.
You get upset when people
It-
mispronounce your hometown. Say it right.
how can you mispronounce Boston?
Oh God, I'm talking about Louisville.
I could care less. I really could. All right, number 15 is Let Me Take You to the Mardi Gras. I love this song. It's just an upbeat, fun song. It really is. And the fact that they kept, I think there were several episodes where they went to New Orleans, or it might have just been this one, but it's just the beat in the song, the way the music is, the way the lyrics are. It just really speaks to me for some odd, strange reason.
Cool.
Oh, I do like this song too. It's got a good dance beat to it. Yeah. Let me take you to the Mardi Gras. You could just see people dancing on the streets, you know, flashing their boobs and getting their beads, you know. You can just see it.
Number 14.
Music is magic. Nothing can compare. Everybody starts to rock when music's in the air. Music is magic. Music makes you whole. Music is magic. It wraps itself around you, filling up your soul. Music is magic. Cuts through sadness like a knife. Wondrous and mystical. Music is magic. Something of a miracle. Sweet magic. Music is the sweet, sweet sound of life. Music is magic. Music sets you free. Music is magic. It lets you see the world the way it ought to be. Music is magic. Cuts through sadness like a knife. Wondrous and mystical. Music is magic. Something of a miracle. Sweet magic. Music is the sweet, sweet sound of life. Music is magic. Music sets you free. Music is magic. It lets you see the world the way it ought to be. Music is magic. Music makes you fly. Music is magic. It finds you when you're low and lifts you to the sky. Music is magic. Music is magic.
Up next is Music is Magic, one of Amy's top picks at number 14.
Music is magic. I really like this song. Yeah, just whenever I listen to this one, it just gives me goosebumps every single time. So instantly that was going to be on my top 5, and it was. So yeah, I did not have a hard time picking this song. It was probably, like I said, I was like, when I was listening to it, like listening to all of them, because I sat down and listened to all 158. This was the one I said, okay, whether I just wrote down this one and one of the Misfits songs one. I haven't hit it yet, so I won't tell you which one. And they were like, okay, I don't know where this one's going to rank, but if I don't know, first off, right off, I was like, I have to put it on my list of at least honorable mentions. And when I narrowed it down and I saw how close it was, I was like, okay, I'm picking this one as my top. So yeah, I really like this one.
It's definitely a gem-filling song. You know,
Yeah.
it has to be heard. The Stingers or the Misfits would not give away with the song, but it just has that really good Starlight feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, not even the Limp Lizards could help this one.
yeah, we need some Limp Lizard songs.
There weren't any, unfortunately.
Yeah, there weren't. I mean, they were all background noise.
Ooh, do you feel that chill? That's number 13.
There's an animal on the loose. She's a creature on the prowl. There's an animal on the loose, and she's getting ready to howl. Welcome to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. To the jungle. She don't care. She ain't the type to play dead bear. Welcome to the jungle. There is danger in her eyes. She moves in on her prey. There is danger in her eyes. If you're smart, keep out of her way. Welcome to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. Watch your back at any second she'll attack. Welcome
It's time to go back to the jungle because lucky or unlucky number 13 is the Misfits. Welcome to the jungle. This was in my bottom 5. Oh my god, I wanted to strangle Pizzazz singing this song.
Okay, just on the strength of the title, it did not make
her-
my bottom 5. Just saying.
Her voice in this song. Everybody's seen Goldeneye, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the scene in the movie where Pierce Brosnan as James Bond asks Valentin Sikovsky, who's strangling the cat? Because you have Mimi Driver singing a bad rendition of whatever she's singing. That's what Pizzazz sounded like in Welcome to the Jungle. And oh my god, it sounded like she was just choking on a large frigging hairball.
See, I didn't like her tone in it either, but I love the lyrics when she's talking. I do. I like the lyrics of this. So I'm kind of, it's one of those love-hate relationship ones. Because I love the lyrics. When she's talking about revealing her claws, I'm like, yeah, you go, girl. You do that. You go scratch the eyes out of someone. That sounds cool. I'm pretty violent. I apologize.
This we know. Number 12 coming up.
K-Jam, K-Jam is coming your way. K-Jam, K-Jam, bringing you music, making your day, touching people far and near, spreading the news loud and clear. K-Jam, K-Jam, our time is here, serving the community, bringing people together, giving a sense of unity, and don't forget the sports and weather. K-Jam, K-Jam has music to share. K-Jam, K-Jam, sending out good vibes over the air. When a story makes its bow, we find out who and why and how. K-Jam, K-Jam, our time is now. All of the hit songs we can play, all of the news, night and day. K-Jam, K-Jam, we're here to stay.
Up next is another one of my favorites. At number 12 is K-Jam. I listened to this on repeat for about 20 minutes for I just love this song. How they were able to work everything about a radio station into a song and make it rhyme and sound good. I thought it was hilarious.
See, this is where we're going to disagree, buddy.
Oh no.
This is not one of my favorite. This is what it probably would have been in my bottom 10, just because yeah, I like the references and everything, but it's just like, I don't know. There's just something about, it's like they're shouting it to you, and I don't like that. But it's such a radio thing to do, isn't it? Hey, listen to our station. We got this. We got that. We got this. And I know.
Yeah. It's a louder song compared to some of the other Gem songs. It is because it is a song about a radio station. I don't necessarily think that she's screaming at. She's no Chester Bennington or Benningfield or whoever the hell whatever the hell the name of the lead singer in Linkin Park is, or she's no James Hetfield. She's not screaming at the top of her lungs.
And the thing is, there's no other. They can never redo the song because it's K-Jam. Only Jam would be able to use this.
Yes, that's the beauty of it.
Number 11.
Give me a gimmick to make them pay attention. Give me a gimmick to add a new dimension. Give me a gimmick, something bizarre, something that tells them that I am a star. Give me a gimmick, give me a gimmick.
Speaking of radio stations always love gimmicks, and this is one of Amy's least favorite songs. Gimme a Gimmick at number 11.
Yeah, give me a gimmick. Again, this is the same line as Abracadabra. It's just, it had those weirdnesses to it, and I was like, nah, we're not gonna, nah, we're done.
See, I kind of like the song because it's so weird, and it features Tech Rat, you know. So,
Yeah,
give me a gimmick. It's not one of my favorites, but it's not one of those ones I absolutely hate. But
yeah, it just didn't work for me.
I kind of like the chorus of it, but other than that, yeah, I can agree.
the ending is, I don't like it when she shouts it out, but I like it at the end when like, you know, give me, that.
Gimmick.
I don't like it at the very end, but when they do like the repeat gimmick, I kind of like that. Gimmick, that one, that part.
Oh yeah, I wasn't really happy with that either. I thought it was like,
I like that part.
It sounded like somebody like took it and shook it, you know.
I don't
Shook
know.
it like a dog, you know.
I like that one.
Pick you up and shook it like a dog.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
No need to be shy. Made it parade, shout it to the skies. We're taking it all, making it a clean sweep. Surprise, surprise, we're craving the prize and making the final leap. We're taking it all. When you want it, you've done it. You need to decoy. So shut up, come loose and enjoy. We're taking it all, making it a clean sweep. Surprise, surprise, we're craving the prize and making the final leap.
We have hit the top 10 of the top 30 Truly Outrageous Countdown here on Showtime Synergy, and it is one of Nicole's bottom 5, Taking It All.
No, that's my top 5.
Oh, top 5, bottom 5. What? I'm so confused at this point.
That's one of my top 5. I love the lyrics. I love the tone of Pizzazz's voice in it, and it actually is the longest song of the whole series.
Is it really?
It is.
Yeah.
It comes in at 1:45, I think, something like that. So it's almost
it is.
a 2-minute song, you know. And I think that's what I liked about it, is because I'm like, it got almost a total song feel to it. It had a good beginning, it had the bridge, and it had a nice clear ending. And I really like the lyrics to it. It's just a lot of fun. And it's such a misfit song, and I love it.
Yeah, because they want to take it all.
Taking it all. I just love the quality of Pizzazz's voice in it.
Number 9.
It's a total eclipse. The moon's overtaking the sun. It's a total eclipse. We're coming to grips. You'll be left in the shadows when I get done. For I got university, baby.
Next up is one of Amy's favorites. Once again by the Misfits, number 9 has universal appeal.
Yeah, I really liked this one.
Universal appeal.
It was between Universal Appeal and Gimme Gimme Gimme, and It Takes a Lot to Survive in the World. I just something about Universal Appeal. It wasn't this the one where they also had like the black outfits on?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Tron outfits? Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, I remember this one. I just remember when we were listening, like when we were watching the show, how much I really liked the song. And so when I listened to it again, I was like, oh, this is that one that had the really cool black outfits on that we were like, they need to bring those back. And I was like, yeah, okay, this is cool. So yeah, I really liked the song. I think it also says a lot about like them as a again, to go back to the theme of I was trying to pick songs that I thought really worked well for the flavor of the band, and I thought this is one of them. So
This is
absolutely.
Yeah, this is such a fun song. And you want to know what's really fun? If you go on the Gem Wiki, you can hear it in Spanish, Portuguese, and French. And it's so cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, and this was also the other one when I said I went through the whole 158 songs, and I picked out 2 songs that were like absolutely have to be somewhere in there, either the top 5 or my honorable mentions. First one was Music is Magic. This one was my second one. It was Universal Appeal. Sweet number 8.
Aloha! We're misfits in Hawaii, singing a Hawaiian song. We're misfits in Hawaii. We wear a sarong, but it looks so wrong. We're misfits in Hawaii, seeing the Hawaiian sights. We're misfits in Hawaii. We spend all of our nights scratching insect bites. We've been to the beach and returned, and oh, did we get burned? Ouch! We bask in the tropical breezes. We got 7 tropical diseases. We're misfits in Hawaii, sleeping in Hawaiian huts. We're misfits in Hawaii, turning into Hawaiian nuts. We're misfits in Hawaii. We're misfits in Hawaii. We're misfits in Hawaii.
All right, it's time, folks. We've referenced it through every episode. Number 8, my number 1 on my bottom 5.
On your bottom 5,
Misfits
that is.
in Hawaii.
No one agrees with you.
No, we
This
don't.
song is just so. She is whining through. She's not even singing. She's whining through half
They
the song.
had a terrible time in Hawaii,
Yeah.
can't you tell?
The thing is, it fits. And I love this. I love what I like the little ouch. Ouch! And it's, I don't know. It's it tickles my funny bone. I love it. I know I shouldn't like this song, but I do.
Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know. I just can't get this song.
We've
is
ruined it
just
for him. We've
so,
ruined it for him.
it's
Nicole.
just so draining. It's just so, it basically sucks the energy right out of the entire room for me. It really does.
What?
You heard
Oh
me.
my
Wow, that
gosh.
is scathing.
It does. It's just it's like nails on a chalkboard.
Oh, you couldn't be farther from the truth.
You
You know, you're like X-Files. The truth is out there, and it's nowhere near you. Okay. Oh, who's that? Number 7.
We're making mischief, making mischief, and we're really getting in it. Mischief, we're making mischief, making mischief, and we're loving every minute. We've almost gone berserk, doing all this dirty work. We're making mischief, making mischief, and we're really getting in it. Mischief, we're making mischief, and we're loving every
Up next is one of my top picks is by the Misfits, Making Mischief. This song is probably the best song they've ever done.
You're wrong, but that's
It
okay
also
because it's an
explains
awesome song.
exactly what. Yeah, it explains exactly what Nicole and I are doing right now, making mischief.
Yeah.
I love this song too.
No, but Making Mischief was awesome. It really was. It really is probably the Misfits' best song that they've ever done, honestly, as far as staying true to who they are. I
Yep.
mean, it's
It's got
because
a
it's
really
all
cool
they
bass
do.
too. It's doo doo
Yeah.
doo doo.
Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, I love this song. Again, but it's not. I'm a Misfits fan, so of course. So
Number 6 is all right. Up next is another one of Nicole's top song
this
picks.
will be my last
Let
one.
Let the music play at number 6.
This comes from my favorite episode, you know. So, and
Roxy Rumbles.
huh?
Roxy Rumbles.
No, this is from Shangri-La,
Oh God.
and I love. There's a new age vibe to this song, and if you, this is
Yeah.
honestly the best video that Jem did in the series. It's got some bright colors. It's kind of psychedelic. It looks
Yeah, I was
very
gonna say psychedelic is what comes to mind.
yeah. It looks very surreal in this video, but I love the tone of the music. It's and Britta, kudos to her. She could get those high notes at the end of the song, and it sounds good. It's not like Mariah Carey high where I want to punch her in the guts. Okay,
Yeah, it sounds like a whistle, not their actual voice.
yeah, she sings those high notes beautifully, and oh, it's a. I think it's just because of the way that she sings it. It's Britta's voice that really does this song justice for me. I really, really love it. And the video, you can't find a better video than this one. Really, go watch it, people. It's awesome. Oh, I love the video. It's amazing.
The only thing that's missing are the Yetis.
I know. Oh, the Yetis should have their own song.
They totally should have. Yeah.
No Yeti. We do not need
Yeti.
a Happy Life Day
Well,
Yeti Christmas special.
do-
Thank you very much.
You do realize that Jackie learned all her moves from the Yetis, right?
Yeah.
And on that note, we're going to get into the top 5.
Number 5.
It is time for the top 5 from the Truly Outrageous Top 30 Countdown.
Nice!
And
Yeah!
coming in at number 5 is Nicole's last song on the countdown. It's one of her bottom 5. It's one of her bottom 5. You May Be a Star.
Oh my gosh. There's everything wrong. Okay, it's by Christy. It's one of the Starlight Girls. Her tone is a little off. Again, it's fairly minuscule, but to me, it's enough to. And it's just, I mean, she's getting bullied. And so she's trying to sing a song about, to counteract this bully. But in a way, it becomes a hateful song, and I just don't like the lyrics, and I just don't like her tone, and it's just like, there's nothing I really truly like about this song. Sorry.
It sounds like karaoke.
It just seems so hateful.
To coin a phrase, I definitely had my Simon Cowell come out in this song. I was like, It sounds like karaoke. I just don't like it.
Anytime the Starlight Girls sang, I didn't like it. Hence why none of the Starlight Girls songs made it.
I didn't care for any of them, except for, oh my gosh. It was actually in your nominations. Why can't I think of it? Not Laurel. The one that Laura. Yeah, I like her song.
Yeah.
The other
honorable mentions, yeah.
Yeah. I honestly didn't mind, but this one was just like, it's like taking a fingernail file across my teeth grating. It's like, give me a 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4.
Coming in at the next number, which is number 4, is one of my favorites, Like a Dream. I don't know what it is about this, whether it's...
Like a dream, I'm kidding you. I like this one too. It was really fun.
Yeah, I love this for the chorus, for the lyrics, for just how the music is done. I think it's a very well put together gem pop song.
The only reason why I didn't put it in my top 5 is because it's a little repetitive.
It is. It was in 3 different episodes.
Well, okay, yeah, they did, but they used it well when they did the repeats. It
has a good jingle to it,
right? And I mean, it's almost as good as Jesse and Uncle Jesse and Uncle Joey jingle from Full House, really. But it's one of those things where even though they used it a lot in the show, the first time you saw it, the first time you heard it, it was just absolutely amazing. And then I was surprised every time it did come up in the show. There wasn't a time when it did where I was like, oh, no, not this song again. I never had that reaction.
Yeah.
And I just absolutely love this song.
I enjoy it too. It's definitely a gem song. It's very poppy, but I love it. It really is. It's very smooth, and I like that, how smooth it is.
It's probably the go-to song that you kind of like you said that you hear a lot is that one. So it was pretty much played like it's several times. Like they play it again when the Stingers come back into it.
Mhm.
It's like one of the first songs that they hear of the Holograms and Jam.
Yep. And jam? What jam? Strawberry jam?
Gem. I meant to say gem.
Say, wait a second. There's no shortcake here.
I have a headset on, and so I kind of can't hear my own voice. So
Ah.
Number 3 is...
Someone here is the culprit. When I find out you're through, someone here is the culprit. Who? It could be you. Couldn't it? It could be you. Couldn't it? It could be you. Couldn't it? It could be you. One of you pulled a fast one, went and made a switch. One of you pulled a fast one. Which? It could be you. Couldn't it? It could be you. Couldn't it? It could be you. Couldn't it? It could be you. It could be you. Couldn't it? 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 It could be you. It could be you. Couldn't it? Could it be you?
Next up in the countdown is one of Amy's least favorite songs. It Could Be You, net number 3.
oh, good. I was worried that I was going to have my top 2 or 3. It was going to be one of my bottom ones. I was like, no, please, no. Okay, so It Could Be You. This is the only song I have to say that I can recall that has a negative feel to it. It's like the Gem and the Holograms are singing something that they're paranoid. They're trying to find somebody who did something wrong, and but it's like it's got such a negative vibe to it that it was like, oh, this is like listening to all of their songs and then listening to this one. It was the one negative song that stood out, and I was like, okay, do I go with Aztec Enchantment or do I go with It Could Be You? And I was like, you know what? I'm putting It Could Be You because it's so negative as compared to most of their songs that were upbeat, talking about love, dreaming, accomplishing your goals. You can do it. And then this one where it's like, it could be you. It could be you. You're the bad guy. Like, okay, I can't do this. No.
Unfortunately, this is the music video that has freaking frack in it.
I know. I'm sorry.
No,
wasn't enough to carry it through.
I know.
It wasn't enough.
This is the song that has been stuck in my head. Every once in a while, I'll go to a Gem song, like I'll be at the grocery store and a Gem song will pop in my head. It's this one. It could be, I don't know if it's because I'm trying to pick out, a new cereal or something. It could be you, couldn't it, couldn't it, could be you. Do I want more fiber or do I just want something good for me? Good tasting, Could be you. Yeah. I totally get your drift, though. It is I know they're trying to like solve a caper and everything, but
yeah,
I understand where you're getting to. It kind of, because it's like they're it's like you could be the guilty one, You're just like, well, I'm not. We're just picking out cereal. I'm joking.
Yeah, this song just, I don't know. Like you guys said, it's too accusatory. It really is. Even
just
though
not their style.
It's like this should have been a Misfit song. Is what it should have been.
It might have worked as a Misfit song.
Yeah, probably.
Number 2.
Don't give me no hard luck story. I got problems all of my own. I got a hunger deep inside me, and the hunger's grown and grown. Yeah. So gimme, 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 gimme. I want it. Gimme, gimme, gimme. I need it. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Or I'll take it and make it mine. Don't tell me no tales of glory. Charity begins right here.
All right, folks, we're down to the top 2. What's it gonna be?
Well, apparently it's one of your songs.
Gimme, 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 gimme.
Number 2 is Amy's number 1. Gimme, gimme, gimme.
All right.
Awesome. Yeah, so this is definitely a Misfit song, and it's easily stuck in my head all the time. Gimme, 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 because I want it.
I want it. Gimme, gimme, gimme. I
Is this
need
not-
it.
So the reason why you love this song, Amy, is because this is what your kids say to you all the time, right?
Probably. Yeah, that else I'm saying this, I'm like, gimme, gimme, gimme to my husband. He's like, okay, I'll let you have it. Just don't sing the song again.
Yeah, this is easily in my top 10 as well.
Yeah.
The chord progression, with each gimme section, is awesome, and I love how it just progresses each like a half step, and I love it. Such a good smooth transition. I love it.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. And of course, it's just a fun song.
And
Really.
out of all the Misfit songs, this one is most likely to be stuck in my head when I wake up in the morning.
Gimme,
It's
gimme,
the worst
gimme.
earworm. It just drives me insane. So
I want it.
Do not do number 1. I have a plan for it.
Oh, I get gypped. Oh, I quit.
I'm Casey Kasem. Well, now we're up to the number 1 song in the land.
All's right with the world. Everything is in sync. Everything is alright. Friends are friends again. Everyone is in the pink. Everything is alright. I feel great again. Feel first rate again. I'm with the people I love. Moonbeams are dancing above. All's right with the world. Everything is in sync. Everything is alright. Friends are friends again. Everyone is in the pink. Everything is alright. Things are humming now. Things are drumming now. Harmony is restored. We're singing, winging, come on board. All's right with the world. Everything is in sync. Everything is alright. Friends are friends again. Everyone is in the pink. Everything is alright. All's right with the world. Everything is alright.
Thank you so much. May he rest in peace, Mr. Casey Kasem, for introducing number 1. It's my pick, Jim and the Holograms. All's right with the world. I love this
all
song.
right in the world, everything
I-
is in sync.
Yep. hmm
Justin Timberlake? Everything's
No,
Justin Timberlake.
no. How dare you? No. No one wants to have Insuck compared to Gem and the Holograms. No, off air, before we recorded this, because this will actually be released right before, it'll be released a week before Valentine's Day. Nicole had asked me what I had done for my girlfriend Jen, and I said I had made a couple of mix CDs for her. And with the technology we have today, I basically turned it into my own little radio show, basically introducing the songs and whatever else. And I think is it the second CD or the first CD? I forget. It's one of them. Jen's not exactly a huge Gem fan. She doesn't dislike it, but she wasn't. It wasn't on her radar back in the '80s and all that stuff. So every time I hear this song, I think of her. The whole chorus of it, all's right with the world. So I'm like, here you go. I know you're not that much into Gem, but every time I hear this song, I think of you. And this is the truly outrageous top 30 number 1 song in the land, as Casey Kasem said. All's right with the world, Gem and the Holograms.
I disagree with
That's
Casey.
Cute.
No, it's a good song.
I'm all right with you.
Never.
It's
You should never disagree with Casey.
the thing is, it's one of those songs again. it's a little sugary sweet for me, but it's so
Yeah.
Jim. And it's got a
It's-
really good tone to it. It's got a really
Yeah.
good beat, but it can be a little sugary sweet, but not like Dear Diary sugary sweet. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dear
it's
Diary
nuts.
goes over the top.
Yeah.
Dear Diary goes so over the top, it's like a bad WWE gimmick. All right, folks, that's it. The Showtime Synergy, episode 23, Truly Outrageous, top 30 countdown. We're going to take a quick break, come back with honorable mentions and a few other things after this.
Aloha!
Jim will be right back after these messages.
Do you like retro cartoons? Then Saturday Morning Rewind is the podcast for you. Join them each month as they talk about classic cartoons and interview legendary voice actors like Jim Cummings,
I am the terror that flaps in the night.
Corey Burton,
Sometimes toys can be so flighty.
Rob Paulson,
Sure, Dwayne, but how are we going to find chaps our size?
Nancy Cartwright, and many more.
Eat my shorts.
So grab a bowl of Lucky Charms,
The magically delicious.
put on your hammer pants, go to SaturdayMorningRewind.com, and be prepared to feel like a kid again. Once again, that's SaturdayMorningRewind.com. Saturday Morning Rewind was voted best podcast ever by its host Tim Nidell, so it's gotta be good.
Grab your helmets because it's time to assemble Mask. Mask Mayhem is here with your hosts TFG and Mike, Optimus Solo, and brand new host Toon Master Tim. This podcast covering all 75 episodes of Mask will feature in-depth analysis of every episode, talking the toys, and more. Mask Mayhem will run 30 podcast episodes. You can find us on iTunes and www.geekcastradio.com. So get your spectrums ready, as podcasting is the ultimate weapon.
Me Grimlock, not podcaster. Me Grimlock King.
Since 2011, we have been taking you beyond. That's right, Tooncast Beyond has covered many cartoon series and films in our 4 years online. Now we take you even further as we reformat the podcast by covering any and all cartoon series by season. And we also have our animated film reviews. So join TFG and Mike and the rest of the GCRN crew as we give you a different cartoon review every Wednesday on iTunes, Stitcher Smart Radio, Blog Talk Radio, and of course, GeekCastRadio.com. We are beyond good, beyond evil, beyond your wildest imagination.
And now, back to Jim.
Alright, folks, we are back, and it is time for some honorable mentions. I initially only wrote down 2. Jazz has, because I know Nicole didn't like it, but like I said, I like Britta, how she can do the scat man and all that in it, and I like that. And my other honorable mention would be Only the Beginning. I don't know. They weren't songs that I thought I should put on my countdown. I do like a majority of the other songs, but those were the only 2 I really had for honorable mentions. What about you, Nicole?
Excuse me, I'm choking on a popped. I only sent you 2, but I'm going to actually mention 4 here. So the first one that because I had a hard time getting a top 5, and it was a mixture of who do I need to cut out, and it sucks. Now, when it was all 3 bands singing together.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah,
That was good.
because you get to hear the quality and listen to how each one of them stands up, and each tone, each group when they sing it, the music changes, but it's not like click and clash where it's just like it's a nice smooth transition when each band sings. And yeah, and then I found out this song had a whole different meaning. When you go on the Gem Wiki, this song was written for an episode. I guess they didn't really do anything, or they cut out a section. Pizzazz was going to commit suicide in one episode, and they stopped. Yeah, this is what I found out about this song. Yeah, and so when I found that out, and this is a song that they all wrote for her after she decided not to go through with it, and it was kind of like, we're all in this together, we don't want this to happen to you. And I was like, so it had like that extra special meaning, like, oh wow, this really has a whole different meaning to me now, So, yeah, so that's my first honorable mention. The other one is another one that you had, Amy, Lovesick.
Mm-hmm.
The heartbeats.
That one was fun.
The heartbeats at the beginning and the end. It's just so much fun.
It's probably one of the most unique sounding Misfit song that is in the whole series.
Mm-hmm.
When I heard it, I was like, wow. Because like I said, I was just listening to all of them, all 158. And when this one came on, I was like, wow, this just has a different sound than I'm used to hearing with the Misfits. And it sounded so unique that I was like, and it stayed on my top 10 list until like toward the very end. And I went, okay, this is definitely worthy of putting an honorable mention on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then I have two others that I didn't send you guys, but I'm going to mention. Listen Up, another Misfit song, because there is a guitar slide at the very beginning, which is amazing. You're just all the way down, and you're just like, it's like it's my type of music. It's kind of has that heavy vibe, and it's that guitar riff that just totally sells me on this song.
Cool.
You need to go listen to it. It's so much fun. And then just my overall fun song. It's another Misfits song. You guys can tell I'm more of a Misfits fan. It's okay. It's We're Off and Running. It's just like, it's one of those songs like, hey, we're gonna get into the car, we're going on a road trip kind of thing. We're off and
it's
running.
more like we're gonna go cause Misfits.
Yeah, and I love it. And so, yeah,
road tripping. I don't know if they would go on a road trip together. I think they'd be more like, let's jump in the
they
car
did
and
go
go
on a
cause
road trip. They went to Clash's place. They went to Clash's hometown.
True.
Yeah.
True. Off and Running reminds me of the old arcade game Outrun.
Oh,
it really does.
I don't know. There's something about it. It's just like a fun song to me. So. But those are my honorable mentions.
What about you, Amy?
Okay, so I put It Takes a Lot to Survive, but we've already talked about that one. So that one, it was on one of your top 5.
It's my number 2 song.
Yeah, awesome.
It
was a good one.
It's kind of like my theme song, I would say.
Yeah. Then I also put Lovesick, which I already talked about. Alone Again by the girl Laura?
Yeah,
Laura that was in there.
Laura,
I put it in there because it's one of the only acoustic songs in the whole thing. And I really, really liked it. Whoever sang like Laura's song, it was just like, I really liked it. It was very, very sweet, very haunting, very lyrical, very sad, but at the same time, it was just really, I just liked it. I was like, this has got to be an honorable mention.
That episode was the one that like hit me in the gut like no other. That poor girl, that's a good song. That really is a good song. That hits you in the feels, man.
Yeah, it does. It does. Then I put in the There Ain't No Melody Playing mashup, the Gem of the Holograms one, because out of all of the other songs, this is the other one that is like the biggest earworm for me. I hear it when I'm sleeping. I hear it when I'm awake. If I get even a whiff of it, it's like in my head forever, for a couple of days. It drives me nuts, but it's my honorable mention.
Stop snorting songs.
No, I really like it because this is they had the Gem version of the song and they had the Misfits version, exact same melody, just different lyrics for each group, and then when they mashed it up, you're like, this is so much fun. I gotta agree with you. This is an awesome song. It's so much fun.
Is.
Yeah, and
so
the
much
tone
fun to
of the
listen
two,
to.
yeah, the tone of the two bands just match great together, and I love it.
It was perfect, yeah. And then I put in these two because they both give me goosebumps every single time I hear it. Is We Can Make a Difference by Gem and the Holograms and Always There in My Heart by Gem and the Holograms. It always makes me cry.
Yeah.
So doesn't matter how many times I've heard it, it always makes me cry.
So before we close it out and before I give you folks what the rundown is going to be coming up on Showtime Synergy, Nicole has her own mysterious countdown that she refused to tell us about.
I told you about it last year.
Yeah, until now.
I told you guys
You expect me to remember something we did last year?
Yeah, I said the same thing I probably would have forgotten by now.
Okay, it was like a year ago. I kind of mentioned it. It's on the podcast. You can go back. Anyways, you've seen my Facebook page. One of my favorite things is unfortunate names. I've had a couple this week. One was Mr. Ben Dover. Mr. Just in Case. Yeah, so this is, you're just like, whatever, Swan Black.
Who would do that to their kid? Who would do that?
I see a lot of stupid names at my work, and so I put them up. Anyways, I thought I'd take that to gem songs. So, these are the top 5 unfortunately named gem songs, which means if you just saw the title, you might think something different. Okay? So, number 5, Getting Down to Business. It could be, a smooth R&B song. You don't know, but it's a gem song.
Or a run to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Number 4, Beat This. It could be a song about cooking, but that's not where my mind went.
Safety word much?
Yeah.
It's a Michael Jackson copycat.
No, Beat This.
Yeah.
This is the Christian Grey song. 50 Shades of Grey.
You know that stupid movie's getting a sequel?
It's getting actually 2. But,
yeah.
Number 3, Free and Easy by the Misfits. Yeah.
Somebody's going commando today, right?
Yeah, Free and Easy. There you go. Number 2, the Valentine's Day song for everyone. Love is Doing It. Yeah. And of course, the number 1 most unfortunately named gem song was from the episode where they were racing cars, but it has a double entendre. I'm coming up from behind. I'm coming from behind. There we go. There we go, people.
Ouch.
One most unfortunate named gem song. Enjoy it.
Ouch.
I'm coming from behind. Woo! Watch out! Watch out! And I think that's the song you should end with.
No. All right. So, coming up on Showtime Synergy, we will have this episode out on February 3rd. Hopefully, the Britta Phillips interview will be out on February 10th.
Oh, you haven't posted that yet.
I can't. She won't let me.
Right.
Yeah, there's an
an
embargo on
I'm
it.
sorry.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's okay though. That's okay because I have to say, after listening to all of the songs, because I mentioned I was going to say this, it was really cool to hear Britta's voice after the fact, after we've recorded with her, and just to hear them again, just to hear her work, because we listened to all of them. It's just I was like, wow, she's so amazing, and you guys will love the interview, so do not miss it because there's some pretty awesome stuff.
She's awesome. She's awesome, lady.
Yeah, she's very, very awesome.
Just have to talk her up a little bit, so since this is going out before that.
She in the interview, during some of the outtakes of the interview that actually won't be in the interview, she's actually she makes it out to sound like we would not allow her to get a glass of water for a certain thing she did for the interview. But yeah, so this episode will go out on the 3rd of February or somewhere around that week. On the 10th, we'll put out the Britta Phillips interview. And then hopefully, if I have access, and well, obviously I have access, but if I'm hoping IDW puts this out. It would make sense if they put it out the Wednesday before Valentine's Day, but we will be doing the Pullbag Showtime Synergy review of the Gem Valentine's Day comic.
Yay!
For Valentine's Day this year. Then after that is episode 24, where we will be reviewing the movie, and then sometime in March we'll do episode 25, which is the grand finale. So as of right now, we're recording this January 31st, 2016. You guys have roughly about 2 months to get all your feedback in, because we're going to go through all the feedback we've gotten to this point of the podcast. So I know I've got a couple emails and got a couple of Facebook postings and a couple of other things on the website. So that's in episode 25, we're actually going to be going over some of the episodes we think should use a regrade, whether they're good or bad episodes, depending. So we'll be doing that in episode 25, which will be our finale. And as I've said before, as long as the comic continues, we will still have episodes. They just will be pull bag Showtime Synergy episodes. They're not going to be episode 26, 27, 28, 29 of Showtime Synergy. So, but they'll be still on both feeds. That's going to do it for us. Thank you for listening to us here on Showtime Synergy. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com. Leave the show's feedback in iTunes. Please do this. Follow us on Twitter at geekcastradio is the network Twitter. Mine is TFJ on Mike. What is your Twitter, Amy?
Lady of Brack.
Nicole?
That's Beatles Diva. Beatles like the band, not the bug.
Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/geekcast or radio network. Call the voicemail line. Tell us what show you're leaving the message for and your name. 502-526-5821.
What was that number again?
5-minute time limit. Stop interrupting. It's 502-526-5821. There's
More
a
time.
5-minute time.
He dropped the mic. There you go.
We hope you enjoyed the latest episode of Showtime Synergy and wish you'll join us next time when we will be giving you our review of Gem and the Holograms, the movie.
Crap, I've got to watch it. Wow.
For now, I am M with...
Hello, it's Amy. We're starting the podcast all over again. Woohoo!
You're missing it in Hawaii. See that one? You're so wrong.
Tune in next time and help us get truly outrageous with Showtime Synergy. I hate you both.
You did our job, Amy.
Jem here, and I hope you had an outrageous time on Showtime Synergy, episode 23, the truly outrageous top 30 countdown. Show's over, Synergy.
Me and my